Let's celebrate summer with a summer top roundup. Hi, I'm Beth, this is Summer, and we are Chic Chic Crochet. At the time I'm recording this, we are approaching mid-July. And just because the retailers don't know their jack-o'-lanterns from their bunny rabbits, and they're putting the back-to-school items on the shelf before school is even out, and they're bringing out the Christmas ornaments when the shelves and the racks should still be full of beach towels and bathing suits, does not mean that summer is over. Just because they are trying to rush it does not mean we have to. So let's just slow down. Let's savor these long summer days and not let the retailers or anyone else rush us through it. Let's spend long days with our family out by the pool in the sunshine or going for a walk. Get your sweet tea and have it ready for the afternoon while you watch the sunset on your warm porch. And let's still marvel at how it's daylight at 9 p.m. and then let's enjoy the light show that the fireflies have for us nightly. So drink in the summer, drink in every warm day, because when it is cold, we're going to miss these days. So let's talk about some beautiful summer tops. I have about 20 for you. These are all paid patterns on Etsy. With some of them, you might find a free tutorial on YouTube, and if I can remember, I will pop those in as well. It's good to always do a YouTube search and just see if there's a free tutorial out there. But I do like supporting other creators who are real creators, not AI fake accounts, and give those pattern makers the recognition they deserve. So let's dive in with the first one. So I have a lot of notes here. The first one we have is the Coastal Lace Crochet Top pattern. It is a summer tee, as she has labeled it, and I can see this being worn over a sundress or a tank top. You could wear it with jeans, you could wear it with a skirt, you could wear it with shorts. It looks really versatile. I think it's very stylish, and not only stylish, but classy. This is very pretty. Next, we have the Crochet Butterfly Side Tie Tank. This looks really unique, but also very simple because it's just 2 panels attached at the strap, but then also it has the side ties to further attach it. And I'm assuming the creator is the one who is modeling the tank top, but I'm not sure. And if you will click on the Etsy link and go back and look, there's a video in her Etsy shop of her wearing this. And instead of just having a bikini top or maybe a sports bra under it, she's wearing a full tank, and the tank is like a raspberry color. It's almost the color of this shirt I'm wearing, and she's wearing the tank under this top, and it is just a very pretty look. It gives it more modesty, but it also, I think, makes it look even more stylish. Next, we have this wrap top, and this one is just so pretty to me. I have seen this designer before. I believe I recognize her face from YouTube videos. I haven't gone back and looked to see if I've been able to find that video, but she just looks very familiar to me. I believe I have seen her there before. And again, I went down to the reviews. She got great reviews. I see photos, so I can verify that I am 99% sure this is not AI, that she is an authentic and real designer. So I'm beating that drum again. We've all talked about this. It is just getting so frustrating on Etsy to find patterns that you are confident that are not AI and that are real designers. This is getting more and more difficult. If AI is so good that it's making it this hard for us to recognize it, there should be an AI program out there good enough to recognize other AI. That I know those programs can be expensive, but Etsy definitely needs to invest in that and start flushing out these AI patterns. I'm off my soapbox. Let's move on. So this top is so appealing to me because I feel like with the wrap, you could, even if it's a little too big for you, you could adjust the wrap to make it as fitted as you want. And that is a very attractive feature to me. I like things that are belted anyway. So this is having the belt built in, and she's got those cute little picot stitches along the edge of the sleeve. It's just adorable. I really like this. This is going into my ever-growing list of things I want to make. This is by the same designer, and it is called the Extra Lacy Flower, also known as the Spider Lace Crochet Top. To me, it doesn't look like a spider lace. It does look like a flower to me. And I love the gold tones that she has used. Again, this is just a beautiful overlay over a sundress or a bathing suit. You could probably make it longer if you wanted to and make a full cover up or a dress out of it. This is very lovely. Next, we have the Crochet Scallop Shell bikini top, or I'm calling this a tankini because it comes down a lot further than a bikini typically does. And I made something very similar to this. It was when I first started crocheting, so it was one of the first wearables that I made. I have it here, I'll show it to you. And I made mine out of I Love This Cotton. It was a little bit heavy, but not terribly so. It's very dense, this fabric is. I would still wear something under this because you can have tiny little holes and see some skin under there. So I would definitely wear something under that. But my scallop bottom, this is not the pattern that I used. I don't even remember where I found the pattern. I believe it was a free tutorial on YouTube. And I also don't think I followed the pattern exactly. I think I kind of branched out on my own and did more scallops along the edge or shell stitches, which the pattern did not have. But I like the way it turned out. This is something that is maybe you don't want to tan in because obviously you're going to get all these little spots on your tan lines. But my sister has a house at the lake and she has a boat and all of that. So all of my sisters went down and stayed with her for the weekend. And this was fun to wear because I had privacy. It was just my sisters. I wasn't out with other people and being overexposed, but it just felt pretty and sweet. And when we went, it was in the spring, so it was a little cooler, and it was just nice to have something like this. I think something like this and the top we are looking at, the navy, the one done in navy, that it would be nice to wear on the beach and for an evening walk. That way you're not getting the tan lines. My family, when we're all on a beach vacation together, we like to stay on the beach all day, then come in, get cleaned up, and go out to eat. And then after we come back, the days are usually so long, we still have an hour or two of daylight left, and we like to go for a long evening beach walk. And this was something really nice to wear on the beach in the evening because it is a bikini top, but you're not getting the tan lines. And I made this also to wear over it. So this little cover up, and I do not have a pattern to this. I'm sorry, I freehanded this. This is probably the first thing I ever freehanded, and to wear them together it's really cute. So if you made one of those bikini tops, and you could make a little cover up like this to match and go over it. And next we have the sunny top, and I actually made this one, and I will pop in some footage if you haven't seen my full video on this, but I have a full review about this pattern and how it is to work up and how it looks on, and I model it in the video. It's a 10 out of 10. This one is so nice. I highly recommend the sunny top. I've been able to get a lot of wear out of that. I freeze in restaurants and in church and that kind of thing. So it's just really nice to throw on if I know I'm going to be in an air-conditioned environment. And it's just very stylish. I always get a lot of compliments and questions about that top. That's one that is tested and tried and definitely a winner. I recommend the sunny top. This one is called the Cleo top. So it's kind of along the lines of that other tankini top, but it goes straight across instead of a triangle top, so it's not quite as revealing, and you can make the bottom come down as long as you want. But I did notice about this one, it doesn't go all the way around like a tank top. It is just a panel that ends in the front, and then you tie it in the back. So know that going in. In the pictures, it looks like it wraps around, but it doesn't. So this is one of those that has you chain a long lace, and it laces in the back. I don't particularly like the lacing. I like my top to go all the way around. So I try not to include a lot of those in this roundup, those types that have the lace up, but I did include this one, and there may have been one other one that is in here too. Next, we have the Beachy Lace top. This is very similar to the very first one that I showed you, and it also is kind of that, it's kind of a cross between the sunny top that I made and then more of a t-shirt top, but it looks very versatile. This does appear to be a pattern that is tried and tested, and there are a lot of pattern tester call photos in this, so I can tell that it's been really tested a lot. This is cute as it can be. It can be worn with jeans, shorts, over a sundress, cover up for a bathing suit, just lots of ways you could use this top. Oh, this one I love so much. It's called the Backless crochet top, and it's also referred to as the boho open back top. I love this because I really love the wave stitch, and this has the wave stitch all through it, so it looks like ocean waves. The colors she has chosen are just perfect. They're just perfection, and the gold trim to me that's what gives it the boho look. This just gives a different twist to similar tops that are also included in this roundup. It's unique, it's fresh, perfect for some amazing vacation, but also just fine wearing it around your own environment at the pool or at a beach party with friends or a pool party. This is just so pretty. I love this one. Next, this is called the Crochet Summer Dress. It says a beginner boho beach cover-up. I believe this is the same designer as the previous one I just showed you. It's long enough that it could be used as a beach cover-up dress, or short enough that you could also use it as a top. Again, it's just fresh and unique. I love how she's used the white to trim the sides, to seam down the sides, and also trim the bottom and the top. I can see myself making this in those same color choices because I think they are just perfection. This is really pretty also. And here we have a halter, the Lorea top crochet pattern. I think this is just delicate, feminine. I can see this being made with a yarn that has some of the sequins in it. It looks simple. I think this would be a fairly quick make. She has great reviews on it. A lot of pictures. One of the reviews references that it is a diagram. I'm not sure if she has written out instructions also, or if it is just the diagram. It says pattern includes step-by-step instructions in English using US terms, pictures to aid instructions. Use a weight 0 to 2 yarn. And she's recommending this for an advanced beginner. I like the way she's included all of those pattern details on her Etsy listing. That's very handy. Here we have a poncho, and it is just very delicate, feminine. This looks like it would be a quick make. This is really pretty, kind of similar to my sunny top, but it comes down to a point in the front instead of going straight across. I was a little bit on the fence about this one because I am convinced that the product photos are AI. I'm not sure that all of them are, but some of them I'm sure are. What convinced me to include it was a recent review that said, I'm not gonna lie, at first thought this pattern was AI. I took a leap of faith and bought it. I finished the repeat rows and I've been loving it. The only drawback is that it is geared for a more advanced crocheter. The pattern does indicate that this is for intermediate. There's instructions and a chart, but no pictures. So take all that into consideration before you buy it. And really, before you buy any of these patterns, read all of the Etsy listing thoroughly and just use your own judgment whether you think you could make this or not. I'm not saying that this video is for beginners, but there may be some patterns in this roundup that a beginner could do. This is the batter up top. I think this is so cute. I love minor league baseball, so one of the things I love about summer are minor league baseball games. We have a pretty famous team close by because they were featured in the movie Bull Durham, if you're old enough to remember the movie Bull Durham. We're not the Durham Bulls, but it's a different town. Anyway, I have to tell you this little story. My favorite team is in Alabama, and they're in Huntsville, Alabama, in Rocket City, and they are the Rocket City Trash Pandas. So my daughter used to live there. I can tell you now that she's moved, she's not there anymore. Every time I go visit her, I will go to a game. If there is a game, I will go because her apartment was right by the stadium. So I can literally walk out of her apartment through the parking lot and into the Trash Panda Stadium. And their branding and merchandising is just brilliant. So everything in that town revolves around rockets. All of the roads are space named or space themed named, or they're named after famous engineers or that kind of thing. So everything in that city revolves around rockets and space travel. So a trash panda, if you don't know, is a raccoon. So it's just a regular raccoon. That is what is called a trash panda. Their mascot, the trash panda, his name is Sprocket, is the panda. And he is dressed in an astronaut suit. and he rides inside of a trash can that is actually a rocket. So to me, it's hysterical. And I was watching 90 Day Fiancé just last night, and they traveled to Huntsville because the fiance came from Turkey. So he came from Turkey and going to marry this girl in Alabama. So she takes him to his very first baseball game, and they go to the Trash Pandas. And he was given the honor of throwing out the first baseball. So they're in this argument. If you've ever watched that show, it's almost unwatchable. I try to just watch the clean parts and try to keep up with what's going on with the couples, because I got sucked in. Now I'm invested, so I got to see what happens. They're in their car and they're riding to the game, and I can see everywhere they are. I know I can tell by the landmarks where they are. So they're pulling into the Trash Panda Stadium, and I see my daughter's apartment right behind them in the window. And she was probably living there at the time this was filmed, because she only moved very recently. So I just thought that was really funny. What are the odds of me seeing my daughter's apartment on 90 Day Fiancé? Thank God she's not on the show. I would die. I would absolutely die if she were on a show like that. So I had the little thrill of seeing my daughter's apartment on the show, but my daughter is not involved. So thank God for that. But anyway, that's my Trash Panda story, and why I love this little baseball top, because I would totally make and wear this to a baseball game. Most of the games I attend are in the evening, so the sun would have gone down, because I always worry about not only getting too hot, but if I've got to cover up like that, I just don't want those little tan lines or marks through the spaces in the crochet. So I don't wear crochet in the sun like that if I'm going to get a tan. But anyway, I think this would be adorable to wear to a Trash Pandas game or any baseball game. This is so unique and cute. And here we have this lacy blue poncho. It's called the Crochet Ivy Poncho. It says that a video tutorial comes with the pattern. The pictures to me look authentic, but again, with AI, you just can't really tell. There is a video. To me, also the video looks authentic. It's a little imperfect. The lighting is not exactly great, so that's why I think it probably is authentic. That's a good thing. I will caution you though that it does have 5 stars, but it only has 8 reviews, and there are no photos in the reviews. I just don't have a lot to go on other than that information, but this looks fairly easy and it is really cute. Now this again is not really a top, it's a dress, although you can wear it as a cover up or you can make it shorter and wear it as a top, but it's called the Babydoll Crochet Dress. And these pictures look very authentic, and there is a review photo, and it only has 4 reviews and 5 stars, but I've looked at other items by this young lady and she has some really cute patterns, so I do think this is authentic. The straps are not just a crochet chain, but they are actually a wider scallop piece, and she's made them really long. So instead of just making them functional as the straps, they seem to be integral to the design, and they just add a nice extra touch of fashion to this design. This is one that I really do love also. This is the same designer, and this one is even more unique. This is a real statement piece. It's the Puff Flower Mesh Crochet Dress. So the mesh part I think would be very simple, but you've got a lot of puff flowers to make, and it is just gorgeous though. I think it would be worth the time to make this. Like I said, this would be a statement piece. This would look couture or high fashion if styled properly. Nicely done on this one. Here we have another one of those tank tops that you tie on the side. Very similar to, I think, the second one that I showed. This one's called the Lace Up Side Tie Crochet Pattern. And just a really simple concept, but could be very fashionable. I love the way she has made it in white, but she has a black piece under it. Again, you could put a full black tank top under this and put the white over top, and it would be just very, very stylish. This next one is by Amazing-ish Grace, and I like following her on YouTube. She has just incredible style and fashion flair. It's called the Cupcake Ruffle Tiered Reversible Top, and she also has a pattern for the skirt in this if you want to make the skirt as well. It's very lacy, and I would say meant to be worn as a cover-up, not a dress, but maybe if you had a silk dress to go under it and put it over top, that would be really cute, and then you could wear it out to actual events or to dinner or on a date. Really cute. This is the Crochet Summer Dress, also known as the Boho Beach Cover Up. There are a lot of tester call pictures, samples in her carousel, but I really love the main photo, which I think might be the designer, and that blue chevron. Oh, I would totally wear this to a wedding. Of course, I will wear something under it. An evening out to eat or something like that, a garden wedding. This would be so pretty. This would be a labor of love. It would take some time. So if you want to wear this for summer, start now. Also, this could be really nice to wear in the fall because then you could wear a silk dress under it, make it in some fall colors, and you would have a really nice, stylish, unique piece. Here is another literal twist on the halter top. This is called the Crochet Twist Wrap. It also has a lot of tester call pattern sample photos, and I can see that it's been made in a lot of different colors. Many different size women are wearing it, so it does seem to be very size inclusive. They've made it out of different types of yarn. This would look gorgeous with a long skirt, or make it a little cropped and wear it with shorts. Very, very pretty. I think this is a new pattern. There's only a couple of reviews on this pattern, which is unfortunate because it looks like it's been out since 2025, but kind of feel okay in recommending it because she has obviously done so many testers with this pattern. I see probably 7 or 8 different tester photos, and they all seem to be very consistent that it turned out nice. So if you're up for a little challenge and want to try something unique, this halter twist top is really cute. And this is the last one. I think I have 21, unless I've miscounted. I believe we have 21 on the list. And this is by Melody at Yarn Tinka. If you haven't seen Melody, she is just the most adorable lady. And she has a great YouTube channel. I love watching her daily vlogs, but she designs really simple ponchos and that kind of thing that are repeatable. And this is actually a picture of her modeling one of her ponchos, so I have included it. I think this is really simple and just as cute as it can be. If you aren't a crocheter and you're just watching this for fun, you can go on Melody's website or on Etsy and order from her directly. She sells her ready-made products if you aren't a crocheter and you don't make the pattern or you can't make the pattern. And lastly, I will show you, this is going to be in the next video. After this one, I am making this shawl, and when I release this video, I will release the link to this pattern also. I want to test it first and see how it turns out, but so far it's going really well. I'm going to steam it, and I'm imagining it will be quite a bit bigger than this once I've steamed it. I hope so. I am making it out of the yarn that I bought when I bought my Swift. If you haven't seen that video, I tested a Swift and I did not have a hank of hand-dyed yarn because I don't use hand-dyed yarn yet, but I'm starting to. So I went out to a local fiber arts store here in town and I bought this hank of yarn, and it looks like a tiny little ball, but it was a huge hank. And it was yak and silk and something else, wool, yak, and silk, a blend of those three. And I know this looks tiny, but it was already tiny, and I've already made all of this with it. And I think I've probably only used a third or maybe a fourth of what is on here because it's wound really tight. And I believe I will have enough to make the whole thing. I'm not too concerned about that. If it were to turn out really small, I would probably use it as a belt handkerchief or the waist handkerchief, hip handkerchief, if you've seen those. But I think it's going to be too big for that. I believe it is going to measure large enough to be my shawl, and I'm looking forward to getting that finished, and when I do, I'll share that with you. Summer and I thank you for joining us today on this Summer Top Roundup. We want to remind you that it is still summer. Isn't it summer? Summer and I want to remind you to let your light shine, my friends, and always stay chic. Tell them bye-bye. Bye!